Peace, y'all. What's up? This your boy Diehardknicks Podcast. Evil Any Star. We about to get busy. I got my man State with me today. We're gonna be talking about the point guard conundrum. It's the thumbnail that you were looking at. The Frank Hive is back. Frank Ntilikina versus Elfrid. Of course, we're gonna talk about Derrick Rose too. Probably a little bit of Austin Rivers as well. But without further ado, let's just get into it. I know guys are starting to come in and out. So without further ado, the Onyx Podcast with Slizzy State. Let's go. All right, let's bring my guy right up in here, man. We got State.
What's up,
delivering babies like a motherfucker, like always.
Because I'm trying to rush and do everything so I could at least sit down. But I'm good now, though.
Yeah, that's the life we live, man.
Look, Purell.
I got yeah. Right off the bat, you got the Purell, man. That's what's up. Gotta stay sanitized, bro.
Yes,
Set
sir.
the example. Yeah, man. So anyway, elephant in the room, man. You know what I'm saying? As soon as they brought Frank in the game, it was like an Avengers Endgame moment. Like when the portal opened up and Frank Ntilikina walked out, it was like, oh shit. So what were your initial thoughts when he came out?
First of all, I thought Austin Rivers was gonna play. That's first of all, because that's Tibbs and Mo.
Yeah.
So it seemed like Tibbs got a plan for everybody. So when I first seen Frank get off the bench, honestly, I was smiling because I root for Frank Ntilikina hard. Like I don't know about anybody else, but Frank and Kevin Knox is two dudes that I really root for hard because I've seen them with past managements. So I was just happy. And then as soon as he come in, look what happened. We built up a double-digit lead. And it's like you see his defense, you see the IQ. Now, man, you quickly could play his game. Frank could play his game. It was beautiful, yo. It was nice to see.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like him not playing has been like an extended training camp for him because with him, it's just all about like getting his role together. Because, I mean, he did play good in the preseason, man. So, I tip my hat off to him. He did play, good in preseason. He was hitting his jump shot. He was getting to the basket. Same things that you saw, that we saw, everybody saw in the game, yesterday. So when he chose Elfrid, I kind of got it. I didn't want to get mad because I saw Frank was playing. So, of course, you want Frank to play. But I didn't get so mad about it. But now, the day has come now. Elfrid has his shortcomings and whatever. But Frank basically does exactly the same thing. And then now we got Derrick Rose. So now this creates a whole different thing now. So what do we do?
And what's funny about it, remember the other day, and I like this point. I think Keith brought this up. Shout out to my guy Free Keith. He's on the thread with us. But he spoke about how when Emmanuel Quickly and Derrick Rose was on the court together, basically, Quickly was thinking too much. So he was thinking the game too much. And remember the game where Derrick Rose walked up to Quickly and was like, yo, shoot the damn ball. So I think I think when you separated them, and shout outs to Keith for this take, it's a great take. I think when you separate them and you put Quickly with a guy like Frank, now Quickly could play his game. Frank could play his game, and Rose could play his game, and then now you could gradually bring RJ along slowly, because now you got Derrick Rose in the lineup. So I like what Tibbs did yesterday, but I'm loving the direction of what this team is going in. Now that Elfrid is out, now I can see the plan, like I can see the vision.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. But it's kind of tough to just pull the guy out the lineup because he has been, rocking with us this whole time. He helped us win a couple games, right, playing, the way that he's been playing. So just for, he gets one little injury and then now he's not in the lineup. That's kind of like a hard pill to swallow. So these guys seem to pull for each other. Randall was saying they're all great teammates and stuff. So if they were to bench Elfrid and just go this route, I don't think he would be too mad. I think really these guys are really pulling for each other. And they're like, let's say Derrick Rose, he's always injury prone. So if Derrick Rose is a starter now, and then he ends up getting hurt, we know that we can call Elfrid, and Elfrid's gonna be ready, just like all these other guys.
Yeah.
It just to tack onto your point, we all said that Frank can't score. He's just a defender, this and a facilitator kind of guy. Person to have next to him was always like somebody that could score, and have other guys around that could score. That way, that'll elevate his game. So quickly is averaging like what is it, like more than 1 point a freaking a minute. He's scoring like crazy, man. So having a guy like Quickly next to Frank makes absolute sense, man.
Yeah, and the beautiful part about yesterday's game was it brings Frankers that like me, because I'm a Frank. I always tell you, like, I'm a Frank. I support the kid. I'm at peace now because now the stigma of Frank got to be the future point guard. He got to be the franchise point guard. He gotta score 30. Now that stigma is gone now, because now we see Quickly as that guy, as a starting point guard, right? So now people can see Frank for who he really is, and that's a Marcus Smart type, Bruce Bowen, Rick Fox, a great role player that helps you win games. All we needed was a good team in place and an all-star in place. We got both.
Well, I got you, man, but we gotta keep it in perspective too, because Frank has been shooting like 20-something% from three and 30-something% from the field for 4 years straight. So he's in this position for a reason, that where he gotta like worry about Elfrid Payton taking his minutes and all this other stuff. But you got to give credit, man. That guy, when he hit that on that first open 3-point shot, it's like, yo, yes, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what we need him to do. Not only that, when he took his man to the basket, he didn't bully him, but he kind of like made the guy ride his hip. Once he got to a certain point, he turned on him and just scored. I've been begging for him to do that for like the last 4 years, man. Too much of that like stutter step hanging back and then shooting that little tight jump shot. What he needs to do, somebody 6'5" with 7-foot wingspan, is ride the guy to the basket, turn, and just lay it up, because they can't stop him.
And that's so true. And I think that comes from sitting and learning and watching and seeing. And Kenny Payne and those guys asking them, hey, yo, what are you looking at? What are you seeing what would you have done in that situation? So I'm watching yesterday, and I'm like, oh, okay. He picked that up from Elfrid Payton, that little dribble move, because he hit him, bang, bang, double cross. So what I was expecting was for Frank, because year 1 to year 3, Frank would have took a jump shot.
Yeah.
But I've seen it's like it clicked. So when he had Marvin Bagley on him, it was like, oh, this is a big. I could get by him. And he went to the basket. And I'm like, oh, okay, he's learning. Okay. I see why Thibodeau put that extra long leash on Frank. So, I'm satisfied. And like I said, I'm at peace, because now I know Frank doesn't have to be the starting point guard or the franchise point guard of the future. He can just play his role comfortably.
Yeah, I'm with it, man. I'm with it. But like I said before, this has definitely have been like a long extended training camp for him, because you mentioned, you say it all the time, like he's been through all these crazy regimes, Fizdale and Hornacek and all these different guys. These guys were all compromised due to whoever was ahead of them in the front office, and just trying to put that whole triangle in. And everything, even Fizdale came in and tried to do a lot of freaky stuff too. So that's the really confusing for a dude like Frank, because Frank is not like necessarily like you said, like a franchise point guard or a starting point guard. So somebody like him, you give him his role and say, listen, this is how I need you to play. You're not quite there yet. Sit here and watch Elfrid do it. I'm not saying that Elfrid is better, but sit here and watch the him do it. Now we got roles here, so now the story's different now.
Yep. And it's certain things, maybe because I get emotional a lot. Like, I'm very emotional when it comes to the Knicks. So a lot of times I'll say something and I won't look at the end game. Like, I'm living in the present. Like, I'll say, why Elfrid Payton, he gotta keep starting games, and our offense look trash and blah 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 blah. And at the end of the day, if I want the kids to play, they gotta see these vets do these little things. Like, for example, Reggie Bullock. He slides his feet. He's always moving around the perimeter. Reggie, he's smart. He quick and decisive. Kevin Knox don't do that. So it's like, I can understand why Tibbs plays certain dudes. I'm gonna put it like this: the winning got me warming up to the whole vet situation, because now I'm understanding the bigger picture than what I wanted to understand before.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's Knox next turn too. So, but Reggie Bullock, he's been playing good enough to fit in. Well, lately, Reggie Bullock has been a sniper, giving him the ball, with kickouts, and he just been like, as soon as he gets it, no matter if a guy has a hand in his face, he's still just going through with the shot, making the correct play. So that's exactly what we need Knox to do, which he does do it, but it's just the other little things, when to get into the paint, when to make another move and stuff like that, and also just the communication. I think that's really Knox's biggest problem, just being mature enough to be within the mix and get in there and communicate and stuff.
And another thing too that I respect about Tibbs. Yesterday, I like the unit that closed out the game. I think it was Derrick Rose, it was Frank, it was Burks, it was Randall, and it was Nerlens. And people asking like, well, how come RJ is not out there? But people fail to realize Frank been in the league for 4 years now. So he has experience in those type of situations. Whereas RJ is 20. He's still a baby. But we just forget, because RJ is just so much more advanced than Frank, that we forget sometimes, like, the dude is the longest tenured Knick on our team right now. Like, sometimes we forget that. So I like the lineups that Tibbs was putting out there. But it begs to ask the question: was Elfrid really the problem? Like, and I don't like to pile on a man who got to professional basketball, got the way he's at. He could feed his family and stuff. But I don't know. Like, was he really the problem, bro? Like,
well, he's definitely a stepping stone. That's what I kept trying to get you to get to. It's just like a stepping stone getting to the next thing, because we got Quickly, so eventually Quickly is going to be elevated to the starting lineup or something eventually. And Elfrid's only making $5 million a year too, so we got guys like Kyle Lowry and these different guys that are available next summer and stuff. So Elfrid is just some person to get us from one point to the next. But but now just on focusing on this season and stuff, like I just said, it's just basically a stepping stone for Frank. Now Frank got his opportunity. Rose is here now. Rose wasn't here at the beginning. Rose is here now. Rose starting was incredible to me, man. Because I was making the point at the halftime show, because we do the halftime show, at the halftime every Knicks game. So we were talking. I just made the point that you also made the point that that Rose he just seized the moment. So listen, we need a win. We're playing a must-win game right now, and Rose elevated his game to the next level. We don't have that type of player, but now we do. So that's definitely going to help a guy like RJ, because now RJ don't have the press, because we got a gangster, running the point guard in Derrick Rose. So that's definitely going to feed energy into the different guys and stuff.
And one thing low key that I think people don't really pay attention to, I was paying attention to. Yo, these dudes really respect Derrick Rose. Like, I don't know if it's like being a fan and we don't really pay attention and stuff like that. Like, we don't really care about, dudes respecting each other. But every time Randall got a rebound, guess who he passed the ball to? Derrick Rose. I barely see him take the ball up yesterday. And I'm like, yo, he must got a lot of respect in that locker room. I remember they was talking about the 2013 Knicks, right? And they said every time Rasheed Wallace walked in the gym, everybody shut up. Like, that's how much respect he had. So I wonder if that's the same vibes that Derrick Rose is giving these dudes. Like, and it's cool, it's fun.
Yeah, I get it, but I think with Derrick Rose is just like, let's say like, you could just be playing pickup. You get into the game, you don't know the guys, you just play. I got next, whatever. You just playing whatever. So then you get into the mix. Once you realize you got a point guard with you, you're like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Here we go, let's go. You know what I'm saying? We got a point guard. Like, but if you ain't got no point guard, now you're looking like, all right, I got to do some ball handling because we don't really got a point guard. But once you see that you got a point guard, it don't even matter. You don't even have to know the person. As soon as you know that guy got some point guard skills, you're like, oh, let's go. We running now. Let's get busy. I can see this guy can get to the basket, and I'm gonna get the ball back. So let's go. It just makes it more fun.
So, this begs to ask the question. I'm kind of now that I watched that game last night, and hopefully, I hope that Frank could stay in the lineup, stay in the rotation, and I'm hoping that we could finally be 500. Against Indiana. I hope we win the Indiana game. It begs to ask the question that do you resign Derrick Rose, Frank, and Mitch? And also, do Mitch and Frank break the Charlie Ward curse? I ask that question because if we make the playoffs and Frank and Derrick Rose is a part of that, of us making the playoffs, and Frank is only 22 and he's going to be 23 next season, and Mitch is going to be 23. I don't see the reason why we need to go out and go find a glue guy or go find a swingman. Maybe I'll spend some money on a shooter. I'll probably go get a shooter, but I don't see the reason why we should be letting guys walk when we building something great here.
Absolutely. You bring up a great point, man. Because I mean, Frank is a free agent. Derrick Rose is a free agent. What do we do right now? Because I mean, we do have 65 million. We got to spend it. Whatever. Everybody gets mad that we keep bringing these vets in every year. We've been trying to find the right ones this whole time. With this new regime with Scott Perry, we've been trying to find the right ones. But we it seems like we do have the right ones now. But like you said, in the meantime, now our homegrown guys are ready to go. Mitch, shout out to Mitch or whatever. So I mean. That's definitely interesting, man. Because we're gonna like let's say if we pay our guys now, we're talking about I really don't even know what the price tag will be on some of these guys. I want to say what, like 10 million a piece.
So I know for a fact the most that Mitch could get, I think it's a 4-year, 52 million, and then go up to 60 million in incentives. Frank Ntilikina, on the other hand, I think he's a glue guy. So he's a guy teams will covet. And like if Frank was on the open market, somebody's throwing him 10 to 12 million. That's a fact. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care if you don't like Frank. So I will offer him a 3-year, 33 million. I would like to re-sign Mitch to like the same thing. 4-year, 52 million, go up to 60 million in incentives. And Derrick Rose, it wouldn't even matter what Derrick Rose signed for, because I know that he's gonna be here the length of Tom Thibodeau's contract. So I know that Derrick Rose is gonna be here for the long haul. Project Nerd, my guy. I don't know. No. Eva, I want you to put up that comment you just had up, because I need people to be realistic. Yes, this Project Nerd, Frank, I would give a 3-year, $12 million deal. Brother, that is not the market for guys like Frank. That is unrealistic, and you need to be realistic with yourself. Teams will covet Frank. 3 years, 12 million, his agent is going to spit on that.
Well, look around the league too, man. Look at all these crazy contracts they gave last summer. These NBA teams don't know what the hell they're doing. Look at Atlanta. I was saying Atlanta have a lot of talent. They do have a lot of talent, but they went and signed all these guys. Look at Washington. Washington with that other dude the European dude with the shoots threes and stuff.
Bertans?
I mean, Bertans. They signed him to like that crazy contract, and now look at them. They look crazy over there. So. These NBA teams are crazy, so we gotta be careful with that. They could offer Frank something substantial. Now we're gonna be looking at ourselves like, oh shit, what are we gonna do? But the Knicks have excess money, man. We got 65, stacks.
Yeah,
you want to call $1 million a stack? You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
Yeah, I trust Leon Rose, and I trust Leon Rose to not first of all, he was Carmelo Anthony's agent. And Leon Rose was the guy who facilitated the Carmelo Anthony trade to New York. So he's seeing firsthand what these contracts do to cripple the Knicks. Like, he's seen it. So I don't expect Leon Rose to do nothing crazy, and we don't really need to. This team got an upside, and I was telling people today, yep. And I was telling people today that look at the ages of the four dudes who was in the rotation yesterday. Frank 20 is 22, you know. RJ 21. Obi 22. Randall 26. He's still young. You know, Quickly 21. It's a sleeping giant over there in New York building up.
Yeah, definitely. With all the different age groups and stuff. I was just looking at the chat, man. These guys are really chopping it up over there. I appreciate that. Yeah, man. So we set the table, man. We set the table. So I mean, you know, we got our defensive. We all begging for a 3-and-D guy. So there you go. Frank Ntilikina is our 3-and-D guy now. So we got rid of Rivers. He's not in the equation right now. We just need a shooter. So we actually have another guy to look forward to in Knox. So the thing is now, like at this trade deadline now, do we still look to make a move? Because we still got like a month, right? So like 25 days or so.
Mm-hmm.
So what do we do? Do we look to put these guys in trades to do something? What are we doing here?
So I think Leon Rose is a smooth dude, right? And I think that he's a player's guy. I think that Tibbs is a player's coach, just like Randall said. So if that's the case, after we do a little move to trade Austin Rivers, because I know Berman and everybody's talking about how he's on the trade block. It's tough, bro. It's tough.
Well, I feel Austin Rivers' body language on the bench is kind of crazy too, because Elfrid, Elfrid wasn't playing, but Elfrid was all excited and shit, and he was talking to Rivers, and Rivers was just stone faced. He wasn't really like saying nothing. So I think Rivers might need to get out of here.
He do. And the point I was gonna bring up, if we don't make no moves, we trade Austin Rivers. I think that Leon Rose, because they said basically if they don't use the cap space, they'll split the money between the roster and the players. So I think that if we're above 500, I think that Leon Rose would actually pay the players, would split that money between the players if we're above 500. And that's something I would do because it helps the culture.
Well, according to the rules, they got to do that though. If there's money left over at the end of the season, it just goes split evenly down the middle to every player on the team.
Yes, that's what I would do. That's exactly what I would do. Reward them. Reward them. If those dudes get to the playoffs and we don't make no crazy trades, reward them. Word.
Yeah, but I was saying that's an actual NBA rule though.
True. I totally forgot about that. But it's a good rule. It's a good rule. It's a players incentive rule. And I think that would be in the back of Leon Rose's head to be like, maybe I don't really need to do this. Maybe the players earned this money. Like, maybe I could pay them a little extra. He's an agent. I'm pretty sure he know the game already.
Yeah, that's a good thought process too, man. Like, if you don't make a move, then you got guys. Listen, I'm not gonna make a move, so we got $14 million that's gonna be split to you guys. So you gotta like prove to me that I have moves on the table. I'm gonna trust you guys. You know what I'm saying? And you're gonna get this money. That type of thing, and then you work hard. That's psychology right there. I get it. Yeah, right. That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah, man. And it's like Leon Rose. And another thing I love about Leon Rose, dude never talks.
Yeah.
He never talks, bro. When was the last time we heard from Leon Rose?
Yo, thank God, man. Back in the days, every time you look around, somebody was talking. Remember when Steve Mills had that press conference with Scott Perry? That was embarrassing, man. Scott Perry was on the sideline like this, like why are we doing this right now? You know what I'm saying? So he had to do it because Steve Mills was like, we should be winning right now. This is embarrassing. That was crazy.
I think he sold James Dolan on making the playoffs, right? And you know, as a black man, he panicked after he seen us get our asses kicked by who we lost to? Cleveland. It was a bad loss to Cleveland, and you know, Steve Mills was probably embarrassed, and he probably said, you know, we gotta make a statement. And you know, we got so used to our president of basketball operations talking from the Steph Curry time when they kept putting out reports like, oh, the Knicks is interested in Steph Curry and blah 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 and blah blah blah. It's like now that Leon Rose is silent, it's beautiful. And then on top of the fact, you hear stuff like Charles Barkley saying, "Man, Quickly is the second best rookie right now." It's beautiful, man. It's beautiful. I like what's going on here.
That's key, man. You the person in charge, you don't gotta talk. That's some mob boss shit. You know what I'm saying? Everyone else, let everybody else talk. You know what I'm saying? We're playing good. Let Chuck talk. Let Shaq and them guys talk. You know what I'm saying? I pay the coaches to do their job. Let them do their job. I'm sitting here chilling. I'm not even making phone calls. That's not my job. That's Scott Perry's job. You know what I'm saying? We got my Walter Perrin also on the side there. These guys are working the phones. You know, we got World Wide West, you know, in the dark room in the back, you know, working the you know, the freaking what do you call it? You know, the dark web or whatever the hell. You know, Leon Rose is like, yo, what you got for me? What news you got for me? You know what I'm saying? Just sitting back in the cut. That's the way it should be, man.
Cause when you look at it, it's like the Knicks is in so much of a perfect spot that we don't really need to trade for nobody no more. What is the point? What is the point of us trading for somebody? Why would you mess up the chemistry of your team? If there was one thing I loved about Golden State and that mini dynasty they had, was the chemistry, bro. The chemistry was beautiful. And then when KD replaced Harrison Barnes, yes, they was unbeatable. That was one of the softest moves in NBA history. But the chemistry was off. You know what I'm saying? Like it was beautiful to watch, but the chemistry was off. You know, in interviews, you got Andre Iguodala like, oh, you know, why would I go to another place besides Golden State? And KD's sitting over there with the stink face and all that. It's chemistry. I don't want to break up this team. I'm bringing Zach LaVine in. Now RJ getting less touches, and I'm complaining. Nah, man. Nah, let these dudes grow. Let them grow.
Yeah, you got to be careful bringing another ego in here. You know, you bring a guy in here that's too full of himself, thinking he's supposed to get touches, or you know, maybe some of the guys here think they're leaders and they just don't get along. You know, they stepping on each other's toes. We definitely got to be careful with that.
Yeah.
But you know, shout out to this guy Johnny Bryant. You know, Johnny Bryant is the one that's really kind of in control of the guard play and stuff. You know, so you know, a lot's been said about Kenny Payne and stuff like that. But when the stuff is going crazy, you see Johnny Bryant there right next to Tibbs. You know, yelling, you know, kind of directing and pointing at different stuff too, man. So he's definitely a big factor in this whole thing.
It's funny because now that you bring up Johnny Bryant, and I thought about it. You know, every time when one of the guards go to the bench, Johnny Bryant is in their ear.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, you know, Johnny Bryant, he came from Utah, right? And he also had another guy, foreign guy, that he worked with. And that was Dante Exum, right? And they tried to play Exum just like how they're playing Frank now. And Exum had got hurt. So I'm wondering if Johnny Bryant laid down the floor plan for Tibbs, and then Tibbs is following through with the floor plan. Because let's be real, Elfrid Payton don't got no hammy. He don't got no hammy, bro.
We was talking about that at the halftime show. It's like, yo, I didn't see him fall. He was running nice and good. He wasn't holding himself. He wasn't walking up the court gingerly. You know what I'm saying? We watch him. You know, guys like Noah. Noah's definitely hurt. He's playing hurt right now. Taj Gibson's playing hurt. Definitely playing hurt. You know, what's the name? Mitch. I hurt himself, I think, like in the beginning of the year, but he never missed a game up until now. He's been a warrior. But you know, Elfrid Payton, he's been smooth all year, man. So you know, you can't fool a bullshitter, man. You can't get a bullshitter.
These fake injuries, man. Leon Rose the way he's playing this game is so beautiful. You can't get mad.
Yeah, you can't get mad.
Can't get mad.
Yeah, shout out to Elfrid too, man, because I mean, the way that his mannerism on the bench, he was jumping up and down like you said, he wasn't hurt. But the thing is, he willingly, if you want to say he wasn't hurt, he willingly gave up his spot, for the betterment of the team, and then
Maybe,
yeah.
Go ahead. Nah. I was gonna say maybe Tibbs had that talk with him, because Tibbs, all the players usually say Tibbs is easy to talk to. He gives you a plan. He tells you what's going on. So maybe Tibbs probably told him, and that's the respect that Tibbs get. This is why I'm loving Tibbs even more.
Yeah. Well, they were saying also that Austin Rivers, he already knew that they was trying to get Derrick Rose, and already they was been trying to get him. So maybe this might just be like the great plan, the plan that they had all along, that they were going to try to get Derrick Rose here at some point. They went and got him, and then because they were giving guys a chance, they were giving DSJ and all these guys a chance to show what they got. So right. DSJ had his chance. They got rid of him and brought Derrick Rose over, man. Frank has obviously been working because he came in ready to play his first game back. Fact. So this might all just be like a grand plan here. Elfrid, you hold us down for now. You know what I'm saying? We set the offense up. This is how we want to play. You play right now, and then once we get Derrick Rose, there'll be an opportunity when we start to shift, and we're still gonna need him. Because Derrick, somebody said in the chat, Derrick Rose is always hurt. You're gonna need Elfrid Payton sitting on the bench, ready to play.
Facts. Listen. Like, let's be honest. I'm gonna be honest, because, like I said before, like I'm very emotional when it comes to the Knicks sometimes. Elfrid Payton is not a trash basketball player. He's not horrible. He's not Moutier, right?
Right.
But at the same time, it comes to a point where it's like, he just doesn't fit what we're trying to do. So it's nothing against him. It's just, this is the second time. What I said to you at the half, to you and Sim. Shout outs to OG Sim. Because I said to Sim, we going to score more than 120. And Sim looked at, he sent me like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, yo. I don't know about that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about that joint right there.
and look, we scored 140. So,
yeah, I couldn't believe that. That was crazy. That was crazy, though.
I've never seen. I think the last time the Knicks scored 140 in a regular season game is 1988.
The freaking crack era and shit. That's the last time they scored that many points. Yeah, man. But it's crazy because Emmanuel quickly, I think he scored like 25 points in like 22 minutes or whatever. So like our leading scorer didn't even play a lot of the game, and we still was able to manage that 140.
And you know what else, man? Tibbs is so cool, bro. Like I know sometimes like I be ragging on him, but and some other days he does things that I don't like, and other days he does things that I like. The one thing that I don't even know if you peeped this, but he
see it all
towards the All-Star teams, right? Before they was announced a week before, Tibbs was playing Randall 40 minutes a game, right? So we were complaining. We're like, yo, come on, man. You overplaying Randall. But he was actually overplaying him just to make sure Randall could make the All-Star game. Then once that was announced, yesterday's game, he plays 10 players over 10 minutes. Tibbs, goddamn you.
Yeah. Also, too, out of nowhere, like just to add on to that, out of nowhere, like he was playing a short, tight rotation, like 7, 8 guys. He was playing real tight. If he did play somebody, they play like a minute. But then out of nowhere, it was like a shift. One game he only played 8. The next game, all of a sudden, we got a 10 man bench now. All of a sudden, and then that 10-man bench never went away. We kept doing the same thing, keeping a 10-man bench. So, like I said, Tom Thibodeau might actually be using this season as like this grand extended, what do you call it, training camp? Because right now we're getting into meat and potatoes. The NBA screwed us with that new schedule, man. So maybe all of this is just to prepare us for, what's to come.
Yeah, and Thibodeau rotations, like people were saying, Thibodeau, he gonna run the dudes into the ground and this, that, and the third. Thibodeau learned his lesson, yeah. This is not the same Thibodeau that was in Chicago or Minnesota. I'm telling people that right now. And I watched both teams he coached.
Yeah.
This is not the same. But I need to know, like, do Knick Nation, do we really, really, really want to make the playoffs that bad this year? Like, is it a must go to the playoffs? If we beat Indiana, is it we must go to the playoffs times now?
Yeah, I think so. I think we must win the playoffs because it's the same way we're making strides in season. I love the fact that the guy, our homegrown players are stepping up. Everything is working out beautifully, man. And right now, even with us having our problems throughout the season, we're in the playoffs. We haven't fell out the playoffs really too much this whole year. Right now, if we beat Indiana, we'll be like in fourth place.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll be like right in fourth place if we beat Indiana, man. So that's crazy, man. So if they could continue that, and stay in that position, then playoffs is a bust. Because like look at nationally, we got Charles Barkley speaking highly of our players, which never happens, we still got the same jackass, the jackasses making fun of us on TV and stuff. But like the ones that traditionally have really talked bad about us, really just talking basketball. Charles Barkley, Knicks are terrible. They're terrible. Now he's saying, actually singling out players of, going to war for Julius Randle for the All-Star team and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it just changes the narrative around the league. The casual fans, they see Charles Barkley talking about it, and that changes their mind immediately. As soon as somebody that knows what they're talking about starts speaking highly of the Knicks, now all of a sudden now they have it in their mind. Oh yeah, the Knicks are good now. You know what I'm saying? So it just changes the thing. So like if we do make the playoffs, and now not just make it and get swept in the first round, if you get there and really bang, that like it's just gonna set the table for the future. The teams, players, everybody in the world is gonna know that the Knicks are back, man. So this is definitely very important, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree, and I understand that it's no superstar free agents in free agency the next 3 years, and I understand that we make a trade for a guy that we're gonna have to gut the roster. So. First of all, shout outs to Julius Randle because he's the first free agent I've seen in my lifetime come to the Knicks, and he actually produces. He ain't Jerome James, So it starts with Randle coming here. Then you got to think like, okay, it's no superstar free agents the next 3 years. How the hell are we going to build this from the ground up? Drafting well, developing well, and understanding the market. And we're doing all of those things correctly. Now, what Tibbs got to do. Now, how am I going to rate this first season for Tibbs? This is a rebuilding season for Tibbs, right? He's getting his system acclimated. He's getting everything together. I think next season. First of all, next season, I would like for RJ to become an all-star. I think, first and foremost, I think it's time. I don't want to wait until year 4, and I got to – nah. Because next season, let's say if we do make the playoffs, it's an 82-game season?
Possibly, yeah. Yeah, I don't know what these guys are going to do. This year is 72, but next year we might just go back to 82.
So if it's 82 games next season, minimum, I want 50 wins. Minimum. Minimum. No,
you're the man, man. You're the man.
Thibodeau won 45-plus games with Kirk Heinrich. And he won 50 games, I think, with Keith Bogans. And he can't give me 50 wins with this team? Come on, Diehard. Come on.
I'm with it. 40, 48, 50 wins. That should be the goal for record-wise, that should be the goal for next year, But I think just the way that we've been playing and the trajectory and the way that things have been molding around, not just on the court, but just off the court too, with the coaching and the front. Shout out to the front office too, because these guys, we brought them in from OKC, Brooklyn, Cleveland, Houston, all these different places that we brought these guys from. These guys are the unsung heroes too, because you said Leon Rose is not talking. He don't need to. He got all these guys that's super skilled. These guys are not retards like the guys we've had before. Because I mean, all these different coaches that we've had before, we never could name them because they were just in the shadows. They were just Dolan's henchmen. Now we have real basketball minds in the office. So this is a beautiful. This is just a beautiful. Like I can't even describe it. It's just all like a pot mixing together, and it's gonna get good soon, man. I'm telling you, it's gonna get really really good.
It's and you know what else? What else people gotta really love about this team? We playing with house money. This is just straight house money. Like it's not we don't got no pressure on us. Nobody expected for us to go to any type of playoffs. Nobody expected for us to make no type of noise. People actually expected us to win 22 games this season. I forgot where I've seen that at, but people really expected us to win 22 games. And that's disrespectful. So we already got 16 of them. So we about to crack the 21 wins anyway, 22 wins anyway. This is why my expectation for next season is going to be so high. We found the young core, bro. I don't think we need another lottery pick. I think we found the young core. We got the young pieces in place.
We unlocked them.
Crazy moves, huh?
They unlocked them. Our staff unlocked these guys. Julius Randle got him right. Frank, that one like when guys play, you see him for the first time. It doesn't have to be an NBA player. Anybody, you can say, "Oh, that kid could play," or you could play. All you got to do is see him play one time. And now Frank, everything that we ever wanted him to do, that first game, the decisiveness. That's the word I wanted to use before. The same way Derrick Rose brought in that decisiveness, in the manner in which that he just makes a play, bang, bang, bang. Frank was on it too, man. So this is something that's going contagious around the roster, man. So it's incredible, man. I'm just excited, man. I'm very happy that this is happening. I mean, we freaking deserve it, man.
Yeah,
we definitely deserve it.
Yeah, I think the last time the Knicks was above 500 in the NBA season was, I think it was 7 years ago, possibly. I think it's about 7 years ago, and that's a long time from now. So I'm taking everything in stride, man. I'm hoping nobody else get hurt, and we could just stay consistent upon what we're doing. I just hope we could keep scoring.
Yeah. That's one thing we definitely need to invest something just to try to get that score. Somebody that could be better than Reggie Bullock. Like you said, that Knox, now that Frank stepped up and did that, like you hoping that Knox could do the same thing. But at the same time, we have assets that we can put together to try to pry somebody away, man. To like really truly help us, to make noise in these playoffs, man. They won't mess up the future. We don't want to mess up the future, definitely. But you see the screen though, right? DSJ just got a poster, they said.
Yes. Shout out to DSJ, man. I like I said all the time, bro. Like DSJ really got me mad when he really ignored Frank. Like ignored Frank. The crowd was chanting, "We want Frank," and he ignored him and then dap him up. I didn't respect DSJ after that. I ain't like that. So kudos to him. I hope he can succeed, and I hope he could do better in his new situation. This is something I wanted to say to you. Now it came to my brain. It just boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, boom. Yesterday's game. Was you listening to the crowd?
Yeah, I love the crowd, man. I love the crowd. They must have the microphone, up on certain people, man. Cause they were saying everything. They were saying everything that we were saying. Hey, go, what you have something specific that jumped out at you?
Yo, 3 things specifically jumped at me. They shouted, "We want Knox." That was the first. I said, "Oh, I didn't know Nick Nation loved Knox like that." So they shouted, "We want Knox." I heard it early. "We want quickly." I heard "we want quickly" like late in the first. And then soon as the crowd said "we want quickly," what do Tibbs do? Subs them right in. I say, "Yo, Tibbs, you got it." Then when the crowd was saying "we want Knox," and remember we was up like 20. We was up like 20. Crowd saying "we want Knox." Tibbs put Knox right in. And then the thing that I love what Alec Burke did, even though Alec Burke went straight Klay Thompson in the fourth, he let Knox shoot the ball for a 3 and he made it. So I was like, "Yo, I'm good for this game." I like what they did. I like that the fans is really in the game, and those boys need that. Obi Toppin need fans. He can't play without fans. Obi need that.
He's definitely an energy guy.
Yeah,
absolutely. That dunk that he had, once he got it, you could see that he was pulsating. After that, you could see like the energy coming out of him.
Yeah, and
speaking of which, man, can you see this video here of Dennis Smith? I know it's a little choppy.
Oh yeah,
Dennis Smith just banged it on somebody, man. That shit was. But I mean, he does that. You know what I'm saying? So, like you said, kudos. Yeah, kudos to him, man. Hopefully he has a great career. He's on my fantasy team and stuff, so whatever. keep on doing your thing, Dennis Smith.
Yeah, bro. He's only doing that because dude wanted, like, DSJ is an emotional guy. Like, dude was pouting and then asked to go to the G League, aka I want to get traded, because the Knicks would not start him. Like, I don't know. I don't know you, man.
That was always my issue. The sense of entitlement of some of these players, even Frank. Like every time they talk about him, he's, oh yeah, I'm learning, I'm getting better, I'm learning and getting better. To me, that was driving me crazy because I mean, like, it's not about learning and getting better. Come on, man, we gotta like play basketball. Like we're learning, and getting better, when is that gonna happen? Because I mean, he he's the longest tenured Knick, but he also has like a lot of pro experience. He started playing ball.
Come on.
I want to say when he was like 16 or so. Playing ball in France and stuff. So he had experience. So all that stuff. See, I mean, we know the story now. The thing with Frank, he just needed somebody to give him a role. Show him how to be a pro. Nobody really did that for him. So,
Frank is one of those guys, and I think you said this. I think Sim has said this. Frank is one of those guys who needs structure. He's just one of those dudes who needs structure. He don't need you need to tell him, look, you're gonna be here, here, and here. And this is what I want you to do. When you come across the screen, I want you to hedge the screen. Or I want you to double team. I want you to communicate. And it was beautiful to see. And a guy like Frank protects Obi. And he protects quickly. You need guys like this. You need guys like this. Greenhouse, State don't always.
Yeah, I was waiting. I'm looking at it, man. I see Greenhouse sitting here talking. He's coming at you.
You know, Greenhouse, you know how I do, man. You know I'm emotional. I tell everybody this all the time. I'm emotional when it comes to the Knicks. First it was Randall. Not Randall on my good side. It took a minute, but Randall's on my good side. So now it's like Elfrid Payton, dudes are trying to get me to love him. No, like that's where I draw the line, man. I gotta draw the line, man.
What do you think about that one?
Randall, Randall can't be the most improved player. I'm gonna tell you why. Because his numbers from last year to this year, as far as counting stats wise, is a little bit better, but the percentages is way better. But Jeremy Grant had the bigger leap. Like Grant, I think we do a disservice by not allowing Jeremy Grant to win that award. Even though Randall was playing out of his mind, putting up Larry Bird numbers, I think respectfully, I think I would give that award to Jeremy Grant. But I would love for Randall to win that too. Hey, if he win it, I would love for him to win it too.
Yeah, you definitely got to give Grant his respect because I mean, last year up until now he's just been a fringe role player. Somebody that you don't even think you can get a bucket from. And now in Detroit, he's just scoring like he's been doing that, man. So that's definitely something for him. But with the injuries in the All-Star game to Durant and stuff, there's a possibility that Julius Randle could be the starter in the freaking All-Star game. Isn't that crazy? From a guy that we wanted to trade, that I don't care what nobody say. Every Knicks fan wanted to trade Julius Randle at the beginning of the Fizdale year. You know what I'm saying? That tone did change, throughout the year, or whatever. But at the beginning of the year, when we got Obi Toppin, Julius Randle was on the block right off the bat. We go from all of that to Julius Randle's about to start in the freaking NBA All-Star game. Like, that is crazy.
I don't even know. See, I don't even know how to explain the season. Like I did not expect it. When I first said to people that I listen to my podcast, and I put out the predictions that I had for this season, I said we're gonna play 500 ball. Knowing in the back of my mind, I'm like, damn, State, you lying, but you gotta be optimistic. Like you gotta be optimistic. My optimism came from us hiring Thibodeau. It had nothing to do with the roster because I felt like the roster was still bad. So for me to sit here and I'm looking at a 16, 17, and we top 5 in defense, top 5 in field goal percentage defense, top 5 in three-point percentage defense. I don't know what to say. I'm shocked. Randall Whaley, Crow, and I keep telling people every time I talk about Randall, I was wrong. I was wrong.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the fairy godmother to take up powers back. I'm waiting for the clock to strike midnight, and then the pumpkin, the carrots turn back into the pumpkin and all that other stuff, man. But that's what I'm waiting for. But they just announced. He said he said he thought they announced that Tatum is going to be the starter. I don't respect the fact that Tatum and what's the other guy that's on the that made the All-Star team? I keep forgetting the other guy's name.
Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, Jaylen Brown, right? I don't respect the fact that both of these guys are on the All-Star team because I feel like my man Tobias Harris should have made it. Because I mean they're the East leading Philadelphia 76ers. Tobias should be, if they're gonna have 2 All-Stars on one team, it should be Philly, not freaking Boston. We about to pass Boston. If the Knicks keep winning. If the Knicks finish out the last 6 games of the first half of the season, we potentially could be above Boston. So it's crazy.
Right. Boston, see, here's the thing. Boston, I think it's just a popularity contest, Boston, like Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown is having an excellent season. But the issue is they have a worse record than we do. So if Jason Tatum gets the nod over, I know, bro, that's why I had Status on the longest break of all time. I love the chat, bro. I love the chat. But Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, their team is mediocre. Danny Ainge is a mediocre president of basketball operations. Steven, what's their coach name? It doesn't even matter. It looks like matter. The team is tuning him out. Brad Stevens. Boom. It looks like the team is tuning Brad Stevens out. And they look bad. And on top of the fact, Ebru, when you miss on draft picks, they drafted 14 back-to-back years, right? Both draft picks is draft bust. And then I'm seeing a lineup, and you got Kemba out there, you got Kemba Walker out there with Peyton Pritchard. And I'm like, with Grant Williams. I'm like, ew, that ain't no talent. I mean, shout out to Kemba Walker, the Millbank legend, 116th in Lenox, between Lenox and Fifth Avenue. He used to come to the hood and play King Dome on 115th in Lenox, Rucker Park on 155th, and Abe Dykeman over there uptown. You take the A train straight to Dykeman. And Kemba is cool. He's a legend. But their team sucks. And I like Randall should be starting. He should be starting. So that's blasphemous if he don't start.
Yeah, a little bit choppy on your end with the audio. I hope mine's is not messed up. Yeah, but what you're saying about Boston, you're right, man. But I mean, Boston right now, respectfully, fuck Boston. You know what I'm saying? But Boston, they kind of need to like reset their roster. I feel like they need to get rid of Kemba. They got to do something with Kemba, man. Trade Kemba, maybe mix up some of those other guys to try to get their team better. Because I mean, they're just not it anymore. I don't believe them playing that hero ball. That's why I'm glad the Knicks didn't go that route, and we're building through Tibbs, playing team basketball, defense, and stuff like that. So we're actually doing it the right way. Thank God that we're not in a position like Boston, where they're just like treading water. They don't know what to do next.
Yeah, and Boston, they had a couple of chances. Boston had a chance to trade for Kawhi. They didn't do it. Boston had a chance to trade for Anthony Davis. They didn't do it. So yes, respectfully, fuck Boston. Danny Ainge could kick rocks, and I kind of don't have respect for Danny Ainge. This is the same guy who let Isaiah Thomas play on the day that his sister passed away, and you trade him after that, and you don't even pay him. So the dude lost out on $100 million. You trade him after he played on the night his sister died on a bum hip. I don't ever respect Danny Ainge for that.
Well, I mean, Danny Ainge got a history of being a fucking dick, man. So, Danny Ainge is who he is, man. But this is the Diehardknicks podcast. So, like I said before, man, I respectfully say fuck Boston. I think everybody, feels the same. I wish I got a T-shirt here. I got a T-shirt that says Boston Sox Cack. So I feel like I had bought the shirt like right around when the Boston marathon incident happened. So I had it in my thing. So I mean I can't wear it, but I mean now time is passing. So if we make it to the playoffs, let's say we get into the middle and we play that first round against Boston, that shirt's coming out. Because we got to get that energy popping again, how we used to be. And when we play certain teams, we got to just we got to start gangbanging again. Time is now.
Certain teams don't want to see the Knicks first round. I'm telling people. Matter of fact, shout out to my man Uncle Freeze, because I was having an argument on his channel last night, and Uncle Freeze, I love you, OG. They had a Nets fan come on there.
Oh my god!
So this Nets fan berating us, when the last time the Knicks made playoffs and this, that, and the third, and we got 3 superstar scorers and blah 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 blah. So I'm like, okay. The Nets just traded 8 first-round picks for a guy. I lost $300 because he decides to shoot 2 for 11 in a playoff game or in a playoff elimination game in James Harden, who's been a bum in every single playoffs for the last 6 years. Then you got another guy, this 7-foot cupcake in Kevin Durant. Then you got Cuckoo Kyrie. So it's like, I like the Knicks' chances against anybody, and I like our upside against anybody in the first round. I actually want us to play the Nets in the first round. I really want to play the Nets first round because I really want to see if they can live up to that pressure. Because I already seen Frank what he did against Team USA. So I'm confident. I like that matchup. Okay, you got Thanos. Okay, I got a Hulk.
Yeah, I get it.
Like that.
Yeah, but I kind of don't want to see Boston first. I kind of want to live a little bit, and then and just prepare for that, because if we do play the Brooklyn in the playoffs, I am gang banging out there. Like last year for the home opener, I brought a flag. I had a flag on Flatbush Avenue, freaking big Knicks flag, whatever. We was passing it around. We was in the streets acting crazy. So if it goes down, man, we going crazy out there, man. Because I mean. That's another. There's a coworker I've been working with him all week this week, right? He's from Brooklyn. I'm from Brooklyn too. And he's like, "Yo, man, how come people from Brooklyn don't like Brooklyn?" And then he was going on about the whole thing about how same thing like you said, like with the we got all these scorers and this, that, and the other, blah blah blah. I say, okay, cool, man, but it's like that's not what fandom is about. I'm from Brooklyn. I'm from East New York, Brooklyn. I say it all day long. It's in my name, Eru to any star. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not afraid to walk the streets of Brooklyn. I'm not afraid to walk and talk my shit about the Knicks, against Brooklyn fans, because that's where I'm from. So that's like a whole different thing. But that has nothing to do with the fact that I'm a fan of the Knicks. I would like to be a fan of Brooklyn, of the Brooklyn Nets, but their fans and the energy around it, they make it so that we can't even be fans of that team, because they're the one that created that freaking divide. Because New York don't get divided. You know what I'm saying? It's these fake gentrified team that they drag from the swamps of Jersey are the ones that created that divide. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm from Brooklyn all day, man, but I'm a real recognized real too, man. You can see that Brooklyn's it's just not a real team. It's a gentrified team.
Knicks fans go back generations. Like this go back decades. Like even yesterday, even today, you see on the front newspaper, you see a big Knicks icon, but at the bottom it goes, that's 1-8 straight.
Yeah, because I mean they're irrelevant. We talk about like the real true Brooklyn Nets fans are like the Asians down in freaking like I forgot what area that is. The ones that are down on the F train in Brooklyn. Those are the real Brooklyn Nets fans because the resurgence of that neighborhood came along around when Boston. I mean, not Boston when Brooklyn came from New Jersey. So those guys were raised Nets fans. So when they come out to the games, if you look in the audience, you see a lot of Asian fans. They're not from overseas. They from here. They Brooklynites. You know what I'm saying? So those are the true, real diehard Brooklyn Nets fans, man. So respect to them. You know what I'm saying? Because I see you guys out there. I respect guys that have a story. You know that's the reason why you're a Nets fan. But just because I'm from Brooklyn, don't mean I'm automatically supposed to jump on everything that somebody puts a Brooklyn sticker on. They put Coogee in the jersey, and I'm supposed to be like, oh, yo, they made Brooklyn now. That shit is all so fake. It's unbelievable, man.
And see, I'm looking at the chat right now from a computer screen. I see my guy Allah Waz. You know, he said, "Yo, State, I'm glad you told her to dip," and rightfully so, bro. Eru, like you can't let somebody come in your crib, open your fridge like they grub man, and get your collard greens and start cooking on your stove with just his briefs on. Like you don't let people come in your. So I'm like, oh, what's going on here? Like you a Knicks and Nets? Oh, she like, well, I used to love the Knicks, but now I'm a Nets. So what are you doing here on the Knicks at night? What are we doing?
It was a female. It was a female.
Yeah, it was a female. So what? Females at the barbershop. If you want to join in the conversation, you gonna have to join in the conversation. Get aggressive too.
Yeah, man. You want to get in a conversation? You're in a barbershop. We strip you on your ball, rip you bald headed. Bald headed. You know what I'm saying? You're in the right place. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Shout out to Brownsville, man. All respect due to everybody in Brownsville. I don't want no problems. Oh shit.
Yeah, but it's little stuff like that. And I'm trying to tell people like, yo, the Knicks is we in a great spot. We probably in the best spot in the NBA right now. Because if we get to the playoffs as a top 4 seed with 50-something million, I would like for World Wide West to call Kawhi. Like, I would like for him to call him just to see, like, yo, Kawhi, we got a small forward spot for you, brother. If you want to, you can come over and chill. You could rest some games because we got some young boys. You could rest some games, but we're gonna make sure you good for the playoffs. We're gonna make sure you good. But besides,
I think that's what's gonna happen, though.
It is, but I don't mind it.
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind it if we got Kawhi. I wouldn't mind it.
Yeah, Kawhi. They were saying. I know a Clippers fan. They were saying that that Kawhi got his own room to stretch. He got his own personal stuff in the Clippers. That's why they had that big falling out, and they weren't really focused in the playoffs last year because Kawhi kind of was like kind of almost diva-ish, but he don't act like a diva. But I'm saying, but he does diva stuff. You know what I'm saying? So that's something that we gotta just be ready for when we get one of these stars. Because I mean, you look at Harden. Harden is a diva. Kyrie's a diva. Durant's a diva. All these guys that are making this big time money, these guys are egomaniacs, man. So, we're building everything from within, which is great. But if we do call on somebody like a Kawhi or whatever, which I'll be down for, we just gotta be ready for that diva shit,
Nah. This is why I love Leon Rose. Nobody gonna come over and big dog the big dog. Like you can't come to New York no more and be like, well, I want a private jet and I want this, that, and no. We got World Wide West and Leon Rose. None of that big dog. No, I want you to trade for this play. No. And you think, let me ask you a question. You think Kawhi will come here with Tom Thibodeau as the coach and call any type of shots?
Nah, that ain't happening. Yo, Thibodeau is crazy. Thibodeau was square up with him. You heard that? Thibodeau was square up with him.
Yo, bro, I remember the game. Who was Jay Crowder was talking to Thibodeau. Thibodeau was like this. I'm like, oh, I got coaches crunchy.
Yeah. I had it, and see, I got this like video in the background that's on Tom Thibodeau saying that stop playing soft. There was another one where he was talking to a player and he was like saying "F you" and I'll meet you in the back. Like he was saying, telling the player that I'll meet you in the back. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of dude that we have, man. So we in the right place, man. We got everything is going good, bro.
Yeah. We gotta just stay the course. Don't do no dumb trades. I'm good on the Zach LaVine trade, like I said before. I'm good on the Bradley Beal trade. I'm good on cutting the roster. I don't want none of that to happen. I think all of that is stupid. Re-sign Mitch to a value deal. Re-sign Frank, your glue guy, your Swiss Army knife, who don't need the ball to be effective. Re-sign them dudes and keep this shit going. Because that's how you win championships. You don't win championships without chemistry. Now, keep telling people that if you do one of these big trades and your team don't got no chemistry, mess up your team like that.
Yeah, chemistry all around chemistry. Starts from up top, all the way down, all the way down to the water boy. All the way down to the water boy. So down to the fan base too, man. Shout out to us. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Thank you guys for tuning in. But the energy that we keep amongst fans and stuff throughout the podcasters, the content creators and stuff like that, all this energy that we're building up, this all counts to this whole big thing. Everybody has to be on the same page, man. We all gonna break out together, man. So just everybody stay the course. Nobody freaking lose their shit. You know what I'm saying? We're just we'll all get there together, man. But we all have to be patient and stuff.
Yes, sir. It's going to take some time, though. It'll probably take like 2 years for us.
Yo, man, at this rate, maybe in the next month, the way things have been going this season, right? We made so many milestones this year. It's crazy, man. We might end up winning the championship this year. The way things are going,
Wait, hold on. Come on. Now, I will say this. I wouldn't be surprised if the Knicks get to the playoffs and they win a first round series. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if Mavericks don't make the playoffs and the Knicks get their lottery pick and they got a top 5 pick. I wouldn't be surprised. Anything can happen this year. But I think something will go our way, because when you play the game the right way and you don't lose on purpose, the NBA guys always bless you. Like, you always gonna get blessed. As long as you play the right way, you don't tank and you don't, try to cheat the game, you always get blessed. So something positive is gonna happen. I just don't know what it is. So we just gonna have to wait and see.
Yeah, we got Allah Wise, man. Shout out to Allah Wise. You've been contributing to the chat and stuff. But he said this team is coming together like 99. It's very possible, man. We still got 25 days or so for the trade deadline. So I mean, we don't got to get Beal. Somebody's mentioning Beal right now. It doesn't have to be Beal. Right now, I'm so happy that Frank Ntilikina did what he did the last game, and excuse me, sorry about that. But I mean, Frank has a habit of playing good one game, not playing good the next game. So if he gets called again for this next game and he puts a string of games together where this is really gonna be Frank Ntilikina every game, then now we can set the table now and start looking for that next piece, man. So I mean, it's just great, man. So if we're able to let's say use a first round draft pick or something like that, or maybe a little bit of cap space, something, sprinkle it together just to pull somebody just to bench a Bullock, and to upgrade that position, then we could very much be like the 99 Knicks, because I'm not afraid of nobody in the East. Nobody. The only team that I'm afraid of is Brooklyn because of the firepower. But if we bring the game down to the way we play, you control the pace, let the guys do what they do, and then have that extra firepower from that trade that we make, we could beat a team like Brooklyn.
Yo, you know who's the perfect fit for this team, bro? And the more that I watch this team, I'm like, yo, I hope the Knicks offer him a contract. We can really use Lonzo Ball, bro.
Oh my God, Lonzo Ball.
We could really, nah, man. It's a reason why, man. when you looking at the team, even the stats show it. Lonzo Ball is ranked top 5 in the NBA. He's a top 5 NBA defender right now. Ranked. So I think we could really use Lonzo Ball. That's one of those dudes that I think we could really use, bro. Is Lonzo. That's probably my number one guy that I would like for us to grab this season is Lonzo Ball. Now that, as long as we keep playing like this, grab Lonzo, re-sign Frank, re-sign Mitch. Now you got a couple of defenders there. You got some ball movers there. Now you cooking with some. Now you got a guy who could throw lobs to Mitch, activate him real quick. So it's something nice to see, bro.
No. I'm not, I mean, I'm not gonna say Lonzo was trash, man, but I'm not really a fan of Lonzo, man. I rather would keep the guys we have rather than waste money on Lonzo Ball. I mean, but I'll just give you this though. He still has a chance to take it to the next level. So I will give him that. But we will have to be careful not to like overpay that guy, because just from his name alone, that dude is gonna be 20 million. 20 million,
Yeah.
Definitely not 15. He's gonna be looking at like 20 million a year. Lonzo Ball.
Nah,
I mean, not from me specifically, from these crazy ass NBA execs out there, man. They just giving money away like it ain't nothing.
So why would Lonzo, a guy who's already rich, he's rich as hell already. Before he even got his NBA contract, he was rich. Why would he take 20 million to go to a situation where he's not going to be winning as much?
Because it's 20 million.
I mean, but he's rich already. He's rich. You don't need.
They're all rich, man. When it comes down to it, they're all rich.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
I don't know.
But,
yo, man, I want to ask you a question. We've been doing this podcast for like an hour now, and I want to know how many times did you do this? You did it once in the beginning. I didn't see you do it again, but I see you walking all over the place. Stepping all over the. There you go. Stepping all over all kind of like baby juices and everything that you got going on over there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, for those that don't know, State is a baby doctor. He delivers babies, so he's in the Knicks ward of the hospital. So he's delivering new Knicks fans every night. That's why he's right now. He's waiting for a woman right now to come out of labor.
I wish I did that, man, but nah.
Yeah, that's why you throwing around $20 million like it ain't nothing. Oh, he's already rich, man, because you got money too.
Nah, I didn't say 20 million. I didn't say I would pay him 20 million. Lonzo Ball, hell no. I would pay him like. That's tough. I think the most I would pay Lonzo is probably, 16 million. 20, that's tough. That's too much.
Yeah, all of it is too much, man. I'm not a fan of Drew Holiday, man. Drew Holiday could work. Yeah, I feel like right now. Okay.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say that I feel like Drew Holiday is kind of going on the backside of his career. He's gonna be end up being like a super backup now. Looking forward in his career.
I'm good on Drew Holiday. I got a mini Drew Holiday and Frank on my team right now. I'm good. I don't need nobody messing up IQ minutes. I don't need nobody messing with Frank minutes or RJ minutes. I'm good. Whoever said draft your point guard in the 2021 draft, sorry, champ. We got a couple on the roster already that I want to mold, so I'm good.
Yeah. Yo, I got to give this up, man. So I mean, I'm always shouting out my neighborhood, man. So East New York. I haven't lived in East New York in years though, but I'll rep it to the day I die. But Brownsville's right next door, so we're like cousins and stuff. Especially in the eras that we grew up with, we were all connected, man. So I just gotta give hood love to Allah Wise, man. I'm sorry about that. I know everybody from the Bronx. Yeah, the Bronx. Yeah. Like whatever, man. Harlem guys gotta come in. Yo, Harlem on the rise. You know what I'm saying? You know, people from Harlem gotta talk like that and all that. So when my Brooklyn guys come on the chat, I gotta give them hood love, man.
Nah,
so sorry about that.
That's cool. But
yeah.
You know, I think we got into everything, though.
Yeah, we did. We talked about everything. Well, I got those bullet points, man. Is anything from those screenshots that you wanted to talk about? Did you Because I mean I got them here, man. But it's just weird. Want me just flip through them before we get out of here?
Yeah, for sure. Yep.
All right. So let's do this one first. You can see it.
And I see it, and I just wanted people to see that to know that the Knicks won the Porzingis trade. If this is real, and executives is questioning Porzingis and questioning, his brother, then kudos to Scott Perry, man. They seen it. Matter of fact, kudos to Phil Jackson, because Phil Jackson was the guy who seen it, and Phil Jackson was the guy who said, "Yo, we can't do this." And he said publicly, I think he said this publicly, that Porzingis was a diva. So
he did say that, the diva mentality or whatever. Shout out to Phil Jackson, because he's a crazy old man, but he saw it from the rip. As soon as he got here, I mean, was he the one that drafted Porzingis? I think he drafted Porzingis.
He did. He drafted.
Yeah, but once he got here and all that stuff was happening or whatever, he immediately was like, "Yo, we need to get rid of this guy." So he was right all along, man. So shout out to that old man. We got some other stuff here.
And that was I sent you that because, LaMelo Ball is the best rookie right now. True. But Emmanuel Quickley is probably the best scoring rookie, and he's probably the most efficient scoring rookie. So that was a graphic that I sent to you. Now, I just wanted to let the people know that Walt Perrin hit on his draft pick, and it was a great draft pick. So salutes to Walt Perrin, man.
Yeah. And also Emmanuel Quickley is doing it in less minutes than all these guys,
Yeah. That's
no starts either, right? No starts.
And that's the fun part about it. Like, Quickly giving people that John Starks vibe, just coming in the game and gunning.
Yeah.
And and that was the stat. My shout outs to my guy Fredo, cool dude on Twitter. When Frank plays 50 plus minutes, we're 3-0. Keep playing, Frank, please.
Somebody need to give him a freaking fashion some fashion help, man. That dude, his fits be crazy, man. Like, what's wrong with this cat?
Who, Frank?
Yeah, Frank be looking crazy when he coming down that runway.
Man. He be modeling.
Let's see what else you got here.
That's his thing.
Oh, that's the same one there. This is about the 140 point game, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just skip. I'm gonna skip through these here.
The room is dirty. Yeah.
What else we got here? That's more Porzingis stuff. Yeah, man. So final thoughts with this stuff, man. Are we getting rid of this guy? That's Elfrid Payton. We getting rid of Elfrid Payton?
Yeah, gotta get rid of Elfrid Payton, man. He don't fit. It's not nothing against him, like I said. Like it's just it don't work. So it's like I don't know what else to say about Elfrid Payton, man. I just hope that he succeeds at his next destination.
Yeah. Like we said before, though, I think we definitely gonna need him just in case Rose gets hurt or whatever.
Yeah.
We definitely gonna need him for insurance later on down the road.
That's very true. That's very true. But salute to Elfrid, man. If he talk quickly, and some of these dudes, some of the tricks of the trade and how to get into the lane. I appreciate guys like Elfrid Payton. Gotta appreciate them vets, man. Even though he stink. Well, kind of stink.
All right, man. So let's end it here, man. Thank you for coming in. A lot of people seem to like this podcast, man. But I say they liked us together, but I don't see nobody smashing no thumbs up buttons. I don't see nobody subscribing. You know what I'm saying? So
Sir.
why you enjoying the show? Do us a favor and please give us a thumbs up and please
Yep.
give us a subscribe and whatever. And encourage State because he's getting his stuff together. He'll also be doing his channel, so we'll be able to swap it back and forth. We'll figure all that stuff out, man. So
Yeah, on the fly. Everything on the fly. We got to learn on the fly, but we definitely gonna do more of these shows. That's why I'm making it my business to pop up during the halftime shows, and I'm taking breaks at certain times so I could be a part of any type of show, man. I'm trying to just show my face more. The whole YouTube the whole podcast thing recording is cool, but I think it's more fun when you're doing it face to face because you can be more animated, and also you got the chat, and the chat has people who's Knicks fans as well, and they got an opinion as well. So it's easier to, bring up topics and talk about various things because the chat is also interacting. So I think this is a fun exercise, and that's the reason why I always hit you up from now on. Like, yo, bro, we gotta do a pod today, bro. Something gotta get.
Yeah, every time you hit me up, I can't say no either, man. We've done so many podcasts together, so it's good. We definitely got to keep it going, man. But like you said with the chat is our lifeblood, man. The chat is the fans. You know what I'm saying? So we're doing this stuff here, and they're coming in here talking. So that's all important. We all got to stay together. Whether you watch my show or other guys' shows too, because we all fuck with each other. Quiet as a lot of these different podcasts and stuff. We all hang out with each other. I've drank and got drunk with a couple of these guys out here. I haven't been on their show yet, but I've actually got wasted with a couple of these guys, man. So it's cool.
I gotta see what that's like.
Yo, with a bunch of Knicks fans, man, it's great, man. I got a couple stories, man, but it's all because of COVID. Everybody was all messed up during COVID, so everybody's starting to get loose a little bit. So as time goes on, we'll start to share some of those stories and stuff, man. It's great being a Knicks fan, man. It's a lot of good people.
Yo. Yeah, Brad. I think I talk to Knicks fans more than I talk to my own family.
Yo, I got kids, man. I got a wife and kids. I just came home from work and I locked myself in a room to talk to you about the Knicks. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even take off my jacket. It's crazy, man.
But the one thing I will say is, like, the people around me, especially my shorty, she always support. So it's a good thing. So it doesn't bother them that I'm always, heavy trying to talk about the Knicks all day, every day. So it doesn't bother them. They actually support, and that's all you really need is just people that support you and support the things that you do and just give you motivation. Sometimes you need that.
Yeah, shout out to your lady too, man, because she hooked you up, with a whole bunch of new stuff that you're trying to work out. And then this back here, that's my lady right there. You know what I'm saying? She gave me that in the back there.
I got
So it's good,
bro. I gotta get one of those for sure. But yeah, man, Eru, man, let me get out of here. Let me help the OG real quick, man. I'm taking that long. I don't wanna feel like I'm taking advantage. But man, Eru, man, I appreciate you, King. Knicks Nation, I appreciate y'all, man. Allah, my guy, I appreciate you in the chat too, because I felt like that was weak from Rob. And the next time I see Rob and Uncle Freedy joint, just know he's getting cursed out. So I appreciate Knicks Nation and everybody, man. Eru, I'm out of here. State of New York Knicks Pod, Diehardknicks Pod. Love you, my guy. Love you, Knicks Nation. Peace.
Peace. All right, guys, don't go anywhere yet, man. I just want to shout this out real quick. This is where you can find State's podcast. He has an audio podcast available on all these different platforms. I'm still doing my audio podcast too, so if you're interested in that, please check any one of these platforms. You'll find the Diehardknicks podcast on there. Also, too, go to manscaped.com and you'll be able to get 20% off and free shipping by using promo code DIEHARD. That's manscaped.com. Using promo code DIEHARD, and you'll be able to get 20% off and free shipping. Also, if you go to nativehempcompany.com, you can put in promo code DIEHARD, and you also can get a similar discount, man. So support the kid, man. Go to Diehardknicks.com, and you can get some merchandise, get a hat or something like that to support the kid. Just keep on supporting, man. We'll keep on putting stuff out for you guys to chop it up, man, because we in this together, man. Knicks Nation all day. So anyway, guys, Peace and love. Shout out to everybody out there. And as I do in the chat, 4 fingers to the forehead, tuck of the thumb, salute. See you guys in the next one. All right, peace.